Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Denise, and John and I make up Morning Dew Homestead. And he's going to tell us what we're going to do today, so come on, let's go find John.
Well, this morning we're going to take care of some nematode issues by planting these marigolds out, and we're going to seed a bunch around, and our beds are full of them, and we're just tired of dealing with them. But this morning we wanted to talk to you about our plan. So a lot of people are asking us what you know, we told them what we wanted, but they do want to know how we're going to do it. So follow us. This bed has been totally unproductive. Nothing will grow, and every time we pull the plants, they're full of root nematodes, and we can't get anything to do in this bed, and it's spreading to our other beds too. So we're pretty much done for the season. So we figured we would plant these marigolds. We're also bought these starts, and then we're going to throw some seeds in here too, and let them grow up for this season, and then turn them in and eliminate this nematode problem.
But while we're doing that, we thought we'd give you an outline of the plan. I know you probably have questions. We teased you with a little bit of information, so now I think we'll give you the details.
We're looking for a piece of land so we can start our homestead, and on our homestead we want to live self-sustainably, and be able to grow the foods that we want organically, know what we're putting in our bodies. We also want to create an environment where people can come and learn.
We are looking for a piece of property where we can grow organic food. We can have goats so that we can have milk. I can't eat dairy. And cheese, homemade cheese would be awesome. We want to control the chemicals that go into our food.
Look at that good black dirt. And you can't get something to grow in it. Imagine that.
We want enough land to have, like I said, goats and maybe some pigs at some point. Definitely chickens, and a farm garden big enough to sustain us through the seasons.
I don't want to be in Florida. I've lived here my whole life, so particularly South Florida, the summers for me are way too hot, and we want to be somewhere where we can be year-round if we want to. That's not our plan, but eventually we're going to be too old, and this is where we're going to die. So we want a place that will fit our needs. And she doesn't like the cold weather at all, and I don't like the super hot. So we need something in between that. And then we need a place that we can grow our food too. It's not too rocky, the soil's not too clayey. And we need water on the property. There's lots of conditions that we're looking for. We want to be in a municipality that will allow us to do what we want to do. We want to be where we can be us. We want to find our tribe.
Yeah, that's what we're really looking for, is our tribe, where we can live the way we want to live without conflict.
These are all marigold seeds. So we're going to see what we can do about getting these in here. We don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, that's what they said on the internet. We did our research, and they said it's really good if we grow up these marigolds and then turn them in, and there's a chemical in there that's supposed to kill off the bad nematodes. On the homestead, we plan on having classes, which would be kind of nice, where people can come and stay, and then we're going to do art classes, and because Denise here is a big artist, she has an advertising company, and she's all about art, all constantly doing stuff, crafting, and she wants people to come join her and have fun. So that's something we really want to do, and then probably have some classes on, for us to learn and for others to learn different growing techniques and things. Maybe we can get some people to come out and share their knowledge with us. As far as the garden, we would love to have a minimum of 2 acres for gardening, if not more, to grow the food that we want. And then obviously anything that's overproductive that we don't need, and obviously we'll put it out on our store or maybe local markets or something. We would like to also have animals and such, so we need room to do that and grow food for them. So a minimum 5 acres, and then there's no maximum, obviously. We'll take as much as we can get for the money that we have. Okay, so one major concern that we want is to be, I know I probably touched on this earlier and didn't complete my statement. I do that a lot. I'm old and senile. But we wanted to be around an area like a national forest, something like that, place, water, body of water, stuff for people that when they do come visit, they have something to do outside of the farm, you know, go have fun, some landmarks to go see, and, you know, maybe enjoy a little bit of the history of the area. I know we have asking a lot about all our property, but heck, we want some place where we can be fun, you know, and not just for us, for others too. So our next step in our adventure, I mean, we're already looking for land, and if we find it, we find it. Our next step is to get our bus, and we're getting the bus so that we can travel around and look at the areas and possibly stay in the areas of a potential purchase to make sure that that area is what we want. You know, while we're there, we can also check the local municipalities to make sure that the laws and the regulations will allow us to do what we want. We can get to know the people there. It wouldn't take long, you know, a week or two in the area to see. At least that's better than nothing. I'd hate to buy into a place and then realize I hate everybody there. But the school buses are built well, and it only takes a little bit to make it what we want. So that's what we decided to do.
We've given you an awful lot of information today, so let's get organized with our thoughts. The first thing we want to talk about is location. Of course, we don't want to be too hot or too cold. So we're thinking northern Florida, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, southern Georgia, maybe a little bit of South Carolina, but in that zone would be perfect for us. We definitely want to be near hospitals and possibly an airport within, 30 minutes to an hour drive time. Now let's talk about the lot. The lot, we want to be at least 5 acres. We want to make sure that we have access to the property. A lot of people don't realize that sometimes you get property without any road access. So we want to make sure you have road access. Power close by if we want to run that, and water if we need that. We want to make sure that when we buy the land, we have the mineral rights. The next would be not in a flood zone. We want to make sure that the land is usable and never gets flooded. Next would be zoning. Zoning. We want to make sure with zoning that we can have animals, we can go farming, do farming, we can sell our goods if we want to on the property, we can collect water, and that not be a problem. We want to do solar. I don't know if that's something that's legal or not legal, but we want to make sure that it's not zoned out. We want to make sure that if we choose to, we can rent, like do Airbnb on our property. We want to make sure that RVs and buses, of course, are allowed on the property. And we want to make sure we're not fighting with any protected species. I mean, those are just the things that I can think of that are part of the zoning at the moment. We also want to make sure that the property is not near a conventional farm. I don't want to have any overspray issue or water contaminations issues to fight with on our property. We want to make sure that there's water on the property. I realize that's going to cause a little bit of a limit on us, but it would be awesome if we could have a creek or a pond or a lake or a river or anything like that on the property. We don't want it to be too steep, and we want to make sure we have good dirt. Next would be culture, and I think that's a really important one for us. We want to make sure that we're with like-minded people in a community of people that enjoy the same things that we do. We want to have local cultural happenings, events, markets, parks, recreations, activity in the community, and a holistic, health-minded group of people to be around. So we're going to have 3 categories: location, lot, and culture. We're going to use the list that we just created to rank each of the properties that we go and look at, and this will help us to choose the right property for us.
So that's what we're doing. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button and come along for the journey.
So we definitely want the land to have we definitely want the land.
Go ahead, baby. Say what you gotta say. Talk about family and the Woofers and all that crap.
He did not just say crap.
I said crap. So if you haven't figured it out right now, I'm a real guy. I'm not an actor. I tell it like it is. If you're up for a good laugh, you should follow.
Hang around.
Hang around.
So what's the next
If our
thing?
vegetables would grow as good as the weeds, heck.
We'd never be hungry.
These nematodes are eating the nutrition out of the plant, and the plant can't survive. So here we go.
We're in the shade.
I probably shouldn't have thrown that. It probably got nematodes in the rest of my garden. That probably wasn't a good idea.
Okay guys, so you know what the plan is. Come along for the ride. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube and check out our website. Look, there's a butterfly.
Ooh. Bug. Squirrel!